Hello there, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's another Friday. Yay! It's the weekend again already. Somehow, don't really know how we got here this fast. I'll be honest. But it's a pleasure to see you all, Jack, Loggy, Brian. Hope you're doing well. Anyone else who might be lurking this soon into the stream, it's good to see you. It's an absolute pleasure. Darth Plagueis the Wise, hello there. We've got a couple of things to talk about today, and for the first time ever, I have actually prepared notes for a stream. I don't think normally I've ever done that, especially for like just a sort of chill chat stream like this. I've never prepared notes, but boy, do I have some notes for you. Yeah, interesting things. Won't stay long, but I need to chat. What do you need to chat about, Brian? Anything in particular, or just you just want to have a bit of a natter? Notes will be useful. It will, because it's been an interesting. Well, yeah, I might not get into it straight away, but there's been some stuff about Star Wars Outlaws. I'll sort of touch on the Star Wars Hunters thing again. There's a little bit of interesting info regarding Star Wars Eclipse as well. So I'll talk about that a little bit. But yeah, it's there will be some more rage today, not just from Hunters, but from Ubisoft as well. So yeah, some interesting things. What is Star Wars Eclipse? It's a gem that will eventually happen. Thank God. Hopefully, I mean, after the budget that they reportedly have for the game, my God, yeah, I hope it does actually happen someday. But a couple things before I get into the gamey side of things. There was an official image for Maul Shadow Lord released, which is awesome. There's also first look at Ahsoka Season 2 with Ezra in like a new sort of blue officer suit, which looks awesome. So that's very exciting. It's San Diego Comic-Con at the moment, so that's why that happened. We've just had a Lucasfilm publishing panel as well, which revealed some stuff. I don't know if it really revealed anything like crazy new. That's neat. Is that supposed to be who I think it's supposed to be? Oh, it's Burry. Nice. Okay. Cool. Oh, the Art of the Acolyte. Oh, cool. Wait, that's already a thing, right? Yeah, it is. Tales from the Nightlands. Hyperspace Stories. General Grievous. More Bad Batch stuff. Yeah, that's pretty cool. There's a few bits and bobs. Nothing like crazy new that was announced, but yeah, that's kind of how things are shaping up at the moment. This is just the first panel. Second panel is 4 p.m. Interesting. There might be another panel, I guess, in that case. But yeah, a lot of people said. So there was like a Mandalorian visual guide that was announced, which apparently was cancelled at some point, but I guess it's been uncancelled. So I mean, I think people are keen on that. In non-Star Wars news, the new Battlefield trailer came out yesterday, which looks really cool. Torbis has announced that he will actually be in London next week streaming the multiplayer reveal for that. So if you're keen on Battlefield, go and subscribe to Torbis. Check him out next Thursday for the reveal, which would be very cool. I'm going to London on the Sunday to meet up with Torbis as well, because he'll still be in London, so that's very exciting. Welcome back, Jack. Welcome back. So yeah, that's nice. British Airways, yeah, boy. Who else, right? Who else? So yeah, that's exciting. I'm probably gonna do some content on my other channel for Battlefield. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm not sure like when I'm gonna do it, but yeah. Torbis IRL stream with Splayboy, please. Maybe. In other news, I have finished the Japan vlog. I finished it. Pretty happy with it. The actual days of celebration, like I show like just bits and bobs throughout the day, and then I like recap the entire day at the end. I kind of waffle on quite a lot, so when you're watching it, by all means skip through that if you feel like you need to. Brian does make an appearance. The selfie you got with me, Brian, does show up. I do talk about you, so yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with it though. Like the first few days, I think are really cool. So yeah, I mean, this is the thing. These last couple streams have just been me waffling on about random crap, and somehow quite a few of you are still here. 2 hours later. So if you like listening to me waffle on about stuff you've already seen, then this vlog's like a dream come true. But yeah. It should be cool. I'm pretty happy with it. For the first time I've ever done something like this as well. Yeah, it should be good. So yeah, I will release that at some point next week. Should I call you Marcius Warcius? I mean, you can do, Brian. You absolutely can do. It's not the worst nickname I've ever heard, so I'll take it. It's not as bad as Torbussy for Torbus. He's gonna hate me. So yeah, could be worse. Yeah, so Japan vlog will probably be, I kind of want to say Tuesday at the moment. Stop. Make me. Yeah, I'm gonna target Tuesday right now. So yeah, it's just under an hour long, and I still have to export it. So yeah, it's a lot of clips, so it's got to like build all of that and then just. So I don't know how long it's going to take to export. It'll probably take a while. It'll probably be quite big in file size, and then I've got to upload it. The uploading process won't take too long, but yeah, I also need to do a thumbnail. So yeah, Tuesday's my day off work next week, so that'll be a good time for me to do it. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that, because it is coming. I could do like a bit of a vlog meeting up with Torbus. I'd probably then actually post that on the other channel. Yeah, I got a thumbnail face for you. Is it the one you sent me the other day, like when I sort of joked about thick neck? If it's that, then it's pretty horrifying. Show me. Yeah, Brian would absolutely love to see that. Better finding it now. Okay, I am slightly concerned. SV, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Bro said Torbussy while I was ordering Tsar, and I looked up at my screen like, what's Tsar? Posted to the Discord. Please do not. Please do not. Dearie me. Roman's not here because he's watching Fantastic Four. I watched Fantastic Four last night. Good fun. Would recommend. Zaza or pizza? As in, like, would I rather Zaza Bazaar or Pizza Express? Oh, that one. I could use that. Yeah. I could use that. Shay, you could see OnlyPhones popping in to say hi. I haven't been here in a while. I can't say I recognise the name OnlyPhones. I'm not gonna lie. So I apologise. But it's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for popping in. Do you remember where this was taken? Dude, I remember I have the exact moment in my mind right now of when you took it. It was on the way back from Warner Brothers. I'm pretty sure it was on the way back because you were sat up. Was it on the way back or was it on the way there actually? How tired do I look? Quite. It was probably on the way there. Yes. Ah, you played with Alec a lot. Okay, sweet. Nice. Cool. Well, thank you very much for popping in. If Alec is alive and well, he is doing good. Just so you're aware. Just in case you wanted to know. Yeah, it was on the way there. Indeed it was. Yeah, I do remember that. God, I look so tired there. And I was, in all fairness. I think I slept like crap, so is this coming from a reliable source about Alec? Then yes, I speak to him regularly. He actually messaged a group that we're in at 6 a.m. this morning, so he is around. So yeah, you have to watch the new Battlefield trailer. Yes, you should. I haven't watched it. I watched it once, and that was just on Torbus's stream, like as he was reacting to it live. So that was quite something. But yeah, I'll watch it again at some point this weekend for sure. Very excited for it. The multiplayer reveal for it is soon as well, so I'm excited for that. Among the Bricks, good to see you. How's it going? Got onto Hunters the other day and almost cried. 0 of my friends list was online. I know, I'm like, so I haven't touched Hunters in so long that the app has like automatically uninstalled on my phone. So I've got an iPhone, so it shows the like cloud with the down arrow. That's like, if I don't use apps like after a certain amount of time, it will just auto do that. And yeah, it's got to that point with it, so it's a bit like, yeah, that shows how long I've not been on it, unfortunately. And I feel like if I did go on it, I would be pretty upset. I won't lie. Alejandro, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Have you ever played Star Wars Republic Commando? You should make some videos about older Star Wars games like in an informative format. Been telling bro all these years to play. Yeah, SV's trying to get me to play it for so long, to be fair. I actually haven't played it, I'll be honest. I probably should. I do have it on Steam. So yeah, I mean, maybe like whilst things are pretty dead at the moment, then yeah, I could definitely do that. I would love to see your Black Series collection. Oh, you mean this? As part of it anyway. You can see Andor, Rebel. So the Black Series collection here goes. So you've got this. It goes up another level, and these are also like double stacked. So there's this front row, and there's also a row behind. So up here, there's like above this chap, you've got Acolyte stuff, and then there's Episode 1 above here. Attack of the Clones, Clone Wars, Bad Batch, Kenobi, Andor, Rebels, Rogue One, A New Hope, Return of the Jedi, because I don't have any Empire ones. Mando, Book of Boba Fett, Skeleton Crew. There is an Ahsoka one back in this second row. The Rise of Skywalker, comics, gaming greats, hologram, Halloween, Christmas, and then there's some like older ones down here. Among others, actually, down this one here is Balin, and that there is Brutus from Skeleton Crew. So yeah, we have a lot. Yeah, we have a lot. Bro's PS5 avatar is 7. He hasn't played it yet. I know, it is a bit mad. Yeah, I got like they released those avatars for free on PlayStation. I was just like, oh, I really want one of those. You've only got one. Ooh, which one is it? To be fair, this collection's been growing for about 4 years now. You've been seeing the Kelnaka Black Series around my Walmart. Ooh, nice. I'm quite keen when I get to. So I actually fly to Orlando 3 months today, which is very exciting. So I'm gonna be on the lookout for any Black Series in like Walmart or Target or anything. See if there's any like good cheap deals whilst I'm over there. Should be pretty good. Should be pretty good. You've seen bits and bobs of the Battlefield trailer through Twitter last night. Yeah, fair. Got the Range Trooper. Nice. That's a good one, to be fair. That is a good one to have. So it's like the older packaging. Or is it the new... They've released a new Range Trooper, I think, actually. That's cool. Ready for Ahsoka Season 2 and the Maul series. Really excited about those. Yeah, I'm so keen for those. Next year's actually going to be sick, because we finally get a new film, which obviously is going to be very exciting to see Star Wars on the big screen again. But yeah, Maul Shadow Lord, like one of my favourite characters of all time, getting his own animated show, and it looks unreal. It's just, amazing. And then, yeah, Ahsoka Season 2. Like Ahsoka Season 1 was one of my favourite seasons of Star Wars TV. So that second season coming, and what we heard from Star Wars Celebration, it's just, it's going to be so good. It's going to be awesome. Don't own a single Black Series. Spend a lot of my money on Lego. Fair enough, Jack. Fair enough. In a different room, there is quite a bit of Lego as well, and I've actually still got some Lego I need to build, but I've just been really lazy with it lately. Went to a department store grand opening today. Ooh, very nice. Got it for 50% off among bricks. Nice. See, this is the thing. Like, most of these, we've got them because they've been, like, on sale as well. So it's not like every single one of these, like, we've got over 100 in total. It's not like all of them we've bought at, like, full price brand new. It's a case of, I mean, we might find some that are like £15 rather than 25-30, or like a tenner. Some of them even like £5 or 3 for 30 sort of deals. So yeah, it's just like grab that, because we want to try and get as many of them as possible, right? So yeah. What happened to Star Wars Eclipse? Is that game ever coming out? It is coming out, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit actually. But yeah, it is still happening. Essie's got 2 Black Series total, Rey in her grey Jedi fit, and 000. Nice. I thought that's some good one. Is that a signed Plo Koon picture? It is, yes. Plo Koon. Signed. So, this... where is it? Back in Feb, up in the UK, in like the Midlands, there was... a like Star Wars convention, and the actor who played Plo Koon in the prequels was there. So I got a signed photo. Had a brief chat with him and a signed photo, which is really cool. So yeah, dude, yeah, the Maul trailer was unreal, so good. I really hope they release that again, like publicly soon. Oh, it's not actually new. Current department store is run by landlord, and the previous operator was kicked out by the landlord. Oh, okay, fair enough. So a new body has entered the building, I'm guessing then. That's so cool. Yeah, it's awesome. It really is. It's very cool. There are a few different options for the prints, and I chose this one because it's like it's just the best one for it. So yeah, it's in a special case. There you go. Right, shall I get into some of the bits that I wanted to discuss? Personally, looking forward to KOTOR remake if that ever happens. Yeah, I'm keen for that as well, but yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Like, I think, you know, it is going to happen, but it's just going to take its time, unfortunately. So let's get into the main discussions, shall we? So over the last couple of days, there's been like little bits. There's been a thing about Star Wars Outlaws, and then that's going to prompt me into a different thing, which will then, yeah. Rage. There will be a bit of rage, probably. So I apologise in advance if you don't like seeing me angry. If you do like seeing me angry, stick around. Yeah. So, according to Tom Henderson, who in the past has been a very reliable source of information and so on, he's been around since like a lot of the Battlefield games, and I think that kind of like Tom Henderson sort of made his name with like the Battlefield games, and he's covered a bunch of Star Wars stuff in the past and so on. He reported yesterday that Star Wars, like a sequel to Star Wars Outlaws, was in very, very early development and has now been cancelled. Obviously, that's unfortunate news, because I personally really enjoyed Outlaws. So, you know, and I feel like there was a lot of potential for it to grow into something more if they use the same characters. So it's disappointing to hear that. It really is. It's also like not surprising because the game didn't sell like crazy well. I don't think it really met expectations. I mean, there's different theories about, you know, maybe it made its production like budget back, so they didn't like technically make like a loss on the game, but they just didn't necessarily make a big profit that they were hoping for, which, you know, obviously means that it's not really going to be feasible to go and spend countless money on a second game if the first one wasn't a huge success. So it's pretty unfortunate, really. I mean, I think the first game in itself, like from start to finish, was a good, really well self-contained story that opened the doors to a lot more if they wanted to, and the doors will always be open if they want to keep on progressing Kay's story and so on in other media. They absolutely can, and I really hope they do. But yeah, unfortunately, a sequel isn't going to happen. Now, in a recent interview within the last couple of weeks, I believe, the CEO of Ubisoft actually spoke about the poor sales of Star Wars Outlaws, and he essentially blamed the Outlaws' failure on Star Wars as a franchise not being as popular at the moment. I mean, maybe I've taken that out of context, but in the short of it is he's blaming Star Wars not being so popular at the time of release, so therefore less people are interested in the game, and therefore bad sales. I mean, if you ask me, that feels like a massive cop out. I'm not being funny, but that's that hurts my brain a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, because it's just so dumb. I mean, to be honest, the time frame they released the game in, it was mid to late August, which isn't really. It doesn't feel like an optimum time to be releasing a game. Normally it is that sort of October, November time, or it's earlier in the year. So, sorry, I'm just reading. As much as I don't like Ubisoft, it's a valid reason for me. Yeah, look. I mean, I do get that. If the Star Wars franchise in general isn't in a great place, then people are going to be less interested in the franchise as a whole. That, I'm not saying that that's not the sole reason behind it. That probably will influence a lot of people, but generally speaking, generally speaking, I think it's just a cop out, really. But yeah, I mean, I think the release window for the game probably wasn't ideal, really. I mean, unfortunately, I think there were a lot of people online also giving it flack from the minute it was revealed, because they didn't get to play as their own character and they have to play as a woman, and people just got really weird about that. And I think people online just kept living in that lane, and that obviously will influence other people as well. So that, I think, is part of it. The Star Wars franchise maybe not being where it's at for a lot of people at the moment. Also, it definitely won't help to a degree, but yeah, it's just, I don't know, not ideal, really. I mean, but this is the other thing, right? Yeah, I mean, so SV, you say that it's been on a bit of a downward slope since the Rise of Skywalker's finished and so on, and look, I do get that, but at the same time, look at the likes of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor. I mean, Jedi Fallen Order came out at a time where the hype was big, in all fairness, and the game landed well with people, so the sequel was, pretty much a guaranteed success. So I'll give Ubisoft the benefit of the doubt in that sort of aspect, but at the same time, if not a problem at all, Shay. Thank you very much for your kind words. Much appreciated. Take care. Have a lovely weekend. But it's look at Jedi Survivor, right? That released in 2023. What happened in that sort of year? Kenobi came out just after, I think, and/or released prior to it, I think, in 2022. So did Kenobi come out before that? I can't actually remember now. But yeah, I mean, I know Jedi Survivor had the backing of Jedi Fallen Order as a success, and therefore it's sort of got that that the core player base are already there and the customers are just waiting for it. But that did really well. Skywalker Saga, I'm pretty sure, did quite well. I don't think it did crazy, but believe Survivor came out after Kenobi. Okay, yeah, no, I think you're right because it was the year after a Celebration. So yeah, it was before Ahsoka, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, um, but yeah, it's just like regardless of where the franchise is at, everyone knows Star Wars. Everyone has their sort of preferences when it comes to the franchise. Like even if you're not enjoying it at the moment, like if something popped up that was like down your street, then you're probably gonna take a look at it. At the very least, and I think another thing as well is with Outlaws being a Ubisoft game, um, like there's this whole thing. I mean, I was speaking to a colleague at work today about this, and he was saying that like, well, Ubisoft games are just copy and paste to each other. Like Ubisoft have this formula for open world games that are essentially exactly the same in every game they make, and it's kind of true. I mean, like they do just live in this formula because it's been a success for them with like Assassin's Creed and so on. And I think people are just getting a bit bored of that at the moment. Like there just is a stigma around Ubisoft for these things. So that also, like the reputation of Ubisoft themselves probably didn't really help themselves. So I think, saying that Outlaws failed because of the Star Wars franchise is definitely a cop-out. It's potentially part of the reason. It definitely will play a factor in things. But I think there's also just various other bits and bobs that come in together to form this like dark cloud around it, which is a shame because I mean, like the way it was presented, for Outlaws, criminal underworld, crime syndicates, open world, like that to me was just like right up my street. And playing the game as well, I really enjoyed it, and like the story especially towards the end just got so good. I mean, from a gameplay perspective there was nothing groundbreaking, and I think that in particular is what was really just like typical Ubisoft. Besides that, I really enjoyed it, and yeah, you're right, Jack. I think it probably did have quite a few bugs when it dropped, and at that point, like if you're sort of new to a franchise and you're having this many problems, then it's not good. I mean, Jedi Survivor launched with a ton of bugs, and people had their fair share of words to say about that. But again, I think because of its history with Jedi Fallen Order, people weren't as bad with it, So yeah, it's a shame with Outlaws. It really is, because I really enjoyed it and I would love to have seen a second one. But yeah, never mind. You injured your middle finger whilst playing basketball today. Oh dear. Scraped it on a window bar. Now I can barely press W on my keyboard because the band-aid is tight. Oof. Well, just keep it on, dude. Just let it heal. You'll be absolutely fine. Hope it gets better soon. Would have loved to have played as my own character as well, but Star Wars fans were weird about not wanting to play as a woman. Yeah, no, exactly. Like, look, I totally get the whole. This is what really annoys me, right? Is that like, look at the Jedi franchise. No, like, not a single person complained about the fact that you have to play as Cal Kestis in the Jedi games. Like, I saw no backlash online about that. But then as soon as Star Wars Outlaws gets revealed and you're playing as this young woman, I just like constantly it was just like, oh, I don't want to play as a woman, I want to play the custom character. And it's just like, hey, like, I don't know. I kind of thought that if you had to play as a female character, a lot of men online would be foaming at the mouth in that's a bad way, but like in a I thought they'd be a bit like they'd love that and they'd just get weird about it in that way. But yeah, it was just I don't know. People are confusing, and it's really silly reasons not to do things. Like I guarantee you with the next, so Zero Company there's a lot of like story characters that you can like mix and match with, and you can also create your characters, which is cool. But like the next single player game that doesn't have character customization, if you get to play as a dude, just watch no one complain about it. Just you wait. Polo, good to see you. How's it going? Mainly for bigger base of players, but what the fuck? Sorry, there's a fly. Mainly for a bigger base of players, for Star Wars, people want to be a Jedi, and getting a Jedi game is kind of hard to work with right now because everything in Star Wars games right now have to be canon. Yeah, I get that. I mean, I think the Jedi franchise was, yeah, it helped that you got to play as Jedi, and that's kind of like everyone's like fantasy, really. Though everyone wants to play as a Jedi and live that reality. And you're right, yeah, it can be tricky because, yeah, you have to make it canon. I mean, I think there's a lot of space for you to be able to do that anyway. I mean, just look at the High Republic. Like, there's countless Jedi in there. I mean, even the Clone Wars, a lot of Jedi there. So there's a lot of areas that you can tell stories as a Jedi. But I think it's just trying to make that compelling and interesting and so on, that people probably struggle with a little bit when wanting to create a story. The same people who don't want to play as a girl in Outlaws play as Guna skins in Marvel Rivals. 100%, Jack. 100%. Guarantee you. I would put money on that. I really would. I'd make a Kotal era game and make the main character Bastila Shan, or whoever the woman Jedi that Bevan falls in love with. Yeah, people would just be like, I don't know. People are just silly. They really are. Whether these games have to be canon or not are annoying AF. The thing is, I don't mind it. Like, I really like this interconnected universe of, you know, all of the films are obviously canon, but all of these books here are like canon to the films and obviously to the franchise. Just everything. I personally love that. Obviously, it shouldn't get in the way of good storytelling. It absolutely should not. But yeah, I mean, I just want to see some cool ass Star Wars games now, really. I mean, I just want to see some, like we have obviously with some of the single player stuff, but from a multiplayer perspective, like, we've been hanging out dry for a very long time now. You know, just way too long without a multiplayer game. I mean, it's been over 5 years since Battlefront 2 finished. It's been like nearly 5 years since bloody Squadrons came out, and that was obviously very niche and short-lived. We've gone so long without something. I mean, we obviously had Star Wars Hunters last year. Don't get me started on that again. Holy shit, boy. Like the Ubisoft cop-out of Star Wars being the issue with Outlaws causing, you know, poor sales. That to me feels a bit like it feels a bit of a similar excuse with Zynga, because they were saying that they couldn't get organic installs with the brand. So I mean, that is basically saying that Star Wars wasn't, like, the Star Wars brand wasn't attracting enough organic installs. So installs without necessarily forcing people to go and play it and be like, ooh. One would assume anyway. So again, like, blaming the franchise for that. Among the Bricks, take care. See you soon. Thank you very much for tuning in. Appreciate it. So both Ubisoft and Zynga released a game around a very similar time frame and blame the franchise for it. Which, I mean, if the fact that it's happened twice, like that argument happens twice and both games release it around the same time, it's a bit like, at that point, the thing is, at that point you do like wonder, could that be the case? But no, it's not the case. Star Wars, like, as you say, Torbis, Star Wars as a franchise is selling just fine. Like, I know not everyone enjoys everything. You know, the Acolyte didn't do hugely well. I mean, I think it did alright actually, but not like as much as they were hoping. Um, but again, they're just pointing the blame away from themselves to make themselves look better, and it's just not true. I mean, Star Wars Hunters was completely mismanaged for 3.5+ years, and then the marketing strategy was basically non-existent and got forced together within the space of about a month. And then, like, throughout the seasons, it was just crap. Like, the whole time, me, Sammy, Parallel, countless others were like begging Zynga to do better, literally telling them so many things that would probably work well for them, and then it's just radio silence, and then 6 months later the game's announced dead. Like, they just obviously didn't give it a chance. But that's like, that is all Zynga. That, like, Hunter's failure is Zynga all the way through and through. Mismanagement, terrible marketing, probably other stuff. Like, I don't need to get into it for, like, the 20th time, but yeah, they have only themselves to blame, not the Star Wars franchise as a whole. Ubisoft, again, I think it really is just on them. I feel like the marketing for the game was like fine, but again, I think it's people getting bored of it's people getting bored of the Ubisoft formula, among other things. Some people online just being weird and whack. Other people not really getting the appeal. Like, if people, like, I think a lot of casual people will probably be like, "Oh, Star Wars game. Oh, you don't get to use a lightsaber. Oh, that's not for me." I think that might also be part of it as well. But it's just like, yeah. Zynga comes down to they probably ran out of funding out of their budget of constant delays because they had no idea what kind of game they wanted to make. Yeah, I mean, they definitely would have run out of budget for sure. I mean, I think it's. I mean, I don't like. It's not necessarily fully Zynga not knowing what kind of game they wanted to make. I mean, as a general thing, I mean, yes, but management of the game changed around probably at least 3 times. So you've got a vision for a game, management change. Okay, well, we want to do it slightly differently, so they have to delay it and then do that. And then they get bought out by Take-Two Interactive, and then Take-Two then want to have their say on the game. It's like, oh, okay, well, actually, we want to do it like this instead of that. And it's just like, got to head out, Jack. No worries at all. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Take care, my dude. People say this, right? I'm guessing you're on about the Ubisoft formula thing. But yeah, Assassin's Creed Shadows sells insanely well. Yeah, I mean, I can't say I really follow the Assassin's Creed franchise all that much, but yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. There's just like the whole situation with Star Wars games at the moment. It's just weird. Like, I just don't get it. Like, you're literally sat on a gold mine, and yet people just can't seem to really get it right. It's also a bit of a shame actually as well, because obviously the Star Wars license for games has opened up to like anyone, but like the first 2 games to release that are not EA fail. 1 miserably, 2 like meh. And it's weird because like every game EA's released has done really well. Battlefront 1, hugely successful. Battlefront 2, hugely successful. Squadrons had a pretty small estimate but outsold massively. Jedi Fallen Order, very successful. Jedi Survivor, very successful. Galaxy of Heroes, a mobile game, insanely successful, multi-billion-dollar game. and then Zynga comes along with Hunters, has a great foundation and a really solid game, and then dead in the water after 8 months and years of delays. Star Wars Outlaws doesn't sell particularly well, and therefore they're not going to continue making a second one, and they probably won't make another Star Wars game, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised. Like they've tried Star Wars, it didn't go hugely well. They probably had a lot of fun with it, but financially wasn't viable, so they're just going to give up now. Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird. What's new with that Zero Company game? Absolutely nothing at the moment. I mean, Zero Company won't be releasing until next year, so we're not going to hear anything about it until probably next year, honestly. It kind of, it kind of depends on when it's releasing. If it's releasing early next year, then it'll be like Game Awards time. We'll start hearing about it again. If it's late next year, then we won't hear about it until like probably Summer Games Fest sort of region, I would have thought. But we'll see. Could it be Disney and Lucasfilm's contract with these gaming companies screwing things up? I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, yeah, I mean, look, I obviously don't know the full logistics of their contracts, but yeah, I know there's like that whole 20% license fee. That was, I think, the rumor. I don't know if that was actually genuine fact or not, but that was a thing, at least for EA a while ago. But yeah. Ah, man. Let's have a look at some other Star Wars games coming out then, because we've got a few on the way. We have a few. Let's try and find. I made a list so I don't have to go too far to find them all. Oh, I think I deleted that list. Fantastic. Yeah, I did. Lol. All right. So so we've got the KOTOR remake. Now the KOTOR remake's going to be really interesting because that's obviously been through development hell as well. So like that will come out. Presumably it will still come out. But that's going to happen, and then may not sell very well, or it won't meet the expectations because of, you know, their insane budget for constantly pushing it back. So that's going to be interesting. Skydance New Media are working on Star Wars game, but that's probably several years out still as well. There's Star Wars Eclipse, which has reportedly got a flipping huge budget. About $100 million, I think, is what was referenced in a report back in like 2021 or something. So, yeah, it's a bit mad. Most licensed IPs are 20 to 25% common rate, not just for Star Wars. Well, yeah, and like if that's the case, then yeah, 20% shouldn't be a surprise to anyone trying to make a Star Wars game. You know, it should be well accounted for. Obviously, you take that into account in terms of your sales expectations and where you want to get to, but then obviously that can be tricky to achieve. But, you know, I just like Star Wars is a massive franchise and there's so much potential with it that I don't know. We just need a multiplayer game. I'm not being funny. We need Battlefront 3 to actually happen. It's like I feel like that's the only thing that could like save us is a Battlefront 3. And that, you know, it does suck to say that because I want to see, you know, I want games like Star Wars Hunters to be made and to release. I want to see like niche interesting Star Wars multiplayer games and see them be successful and stuff. Like, I really want that, but it just seems impossible. Like, it really does. It almost feels like people aren't really that bothered about. I mean, I don't know. I obviously can't speak for anyone, but to me, it just feels like, I don't know. It's just people kind of like, Call of Duty comes out every year, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'll play Call of Duty," and then like FC 26 comes out. Oh, I'll buy the new FC 26. It's going to be the same as the old game, but like, just, I don't know. It's just same shit, different day. That's what it feels like with a lot of people. And yeah, it just means that, like, a lot of the time interesting things don't really get anywhere, which is really unfortunate. Because a game like Hunters could have genuinely like, if they had released it on PC and it actually landed well, it could have been unreal. Like, the fact that they didn't give it a chance still is what, like, annoys me the most about the entire situation, because they would have spent months, like, developing this PC release of the game, obviously seen that the game's not performing well generally. The PC beta like just had hardly any players, so I totally understand the skepticism to carry on with it further, and I appreciate you've got to you have to draw the line at some point, so I do get that, but I can't help but feel like, what if what if they released the PC version of the game in April, and then right now we'd be sat at, we could be sat at like many thousands of players playing across all platforms. We could have been rolling in it, boys. But no, we are not. Forbidden Planet has pins in the store, right? Yeah, they definitely will, Taurus. I don't know where, but probably near the counters. But yeah, they will do. Eclipse will have a good budget because NetEase is trying to break into the Western market to build up their brand as a global publisher. Yeah, no, I mean, look, they absolutely will. I mean, 100 million, I think, is what's been reported. So, yeah, I don't think they're afraid to push the boundaries a bit. Leslie, good to see you. How's it going? If it launched like Marvel Rivals, it could have been a huge success. And this is the thing, but this is what, like, kind of annoys me as well, right? Like, Marvel Rivals, Marvel hero shooter, you play as all the iconic characters in the franchise and stuff. That's great, fine, like that. Hunters is like essentially the same game, obviously, but you're not playing as iconic characters, and I prefer that from a Star Wars perspective, at least, because, like, with Marvel, you haven't played as, actually, I mean, to be honest, the kind of Marvel games that are out, you probably have, actually, but, like, I don't know. I feel like Marvel's a franchise where it's like, depending on the game that comes out, if it's multiplayer, I would prefer to play as the Marvel superheroes. But with Star Wars, for me, nowadays, I'd much rather play as new characters rather than Darth Vader. And maybe that's part of why it wasn't successful with Hunters, was because you're not playing as the likes of Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker and so on. But that, to me, made it so much more interesting. Because I don't want to play as Darth Vader for the 50th time in a game. Don't want to play as Luke Skywalker for the 40th time. Like, it makes sense to have those characters in a game. Like, from a marketing perspective, it makes sense to do something like that, and it probably would have sold better. It probably would have performed better, but it's like, yeah. I mean, look, it could have been a case of they release the game with iconic characters, and then they add characters who are brand new and stuff. But I don't know. I just think Hunters had something so interesting going for it, especially with its story of like WWE but Star Wars kind of thing. That was really cool. Um, and they made reference to loads of iconic characters. You know, Reeve had a Darth Vader suit, had a Darth Maul outfit. Like, I really liked that a lot, and it was really creative, and it was just really fun. But yeah, Parallel, good to see you, man. How's it going? Vespara forever. Yes, dude. I know. It's just, uh, you know, I feel like I could just go on and on about the same point for the next 10 hours and just, but why bother? Just, we just need a freaking multiplayer Star Wars game again. Just give me something. God, like, it can't be difficult. I just like, I mean, with a multiplayer Star Wars, this is what I don't understand. How can you have a multiplayer Star Wars game and it just like doesn't even last a year? Like, yeah, look, I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right, Parallel. I'm like, I will. This is the thing. I will forever love and be grateful to Star Wars Hunters because it provided some really interesting opportunities. It meant that I got to meet probably most of you in this chat right now. Um, yeah, like, yeah, we wouldn't be talking right now, Parallel. We wouldn't, I wouldn't have. You wouldn't have been sat in this chair if it wasn't for this game, and it like, so I am forever grateful for that, but at the same time that's what makes it even more infuriating because I know I like this is what we've got in such a short space of time. Imagine what could have been with even more time with it. Yeah. Remember playing with you and Brian and Brick in season 1 and hitting Kyber 1. Hell yeah. Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, I'm just playing back, like, the streams in my mind right now, and I can just see us, like, yeah, loading into a game, picking characters, seeing who's on the enemy team, somehow winning, it, like, being amazing, having a great time, and then we get to Kyber 1 after, like, 2 weeks of painstaking back and forth. It was good stuff. It was really good stuff. And yeah, we wouldn't have met at Celebration, Brian. You're absolutely right. It's crazy. Groovy, it's good to see you though. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's just mental. Absolutely mental. Like, the thing, I think like, if I was to make a Star Wars multiplayer game right now that wasn't Battlefront 3, I do understand the difficulties of sort of almost deciding what to do. Because, I mean, hero shooter would be a really obvious thing, but so let's just say no Battlefront, no hero shooter. What would you do? I think for me at that point, I'd make a first person shooter. I think it would have to be a first person shooter, but a bit more like, I don't know. I'd really like to see like a tactical shooter sort of style multiplayer. Maybe have a single player campaign which is like, sorry, bear with. Yeah, single player story, which is like, yeah, Republic Commando kind of story, but then have the multiplayer where you are multi-era playing as special forces operatives against the opposite faction special ops teams or mercenaries or something, I feel like something like that would be really cool. And like, you could, yeah, maybe what you could do is for one round, or like, you accrue points across like X amount of rounds, which means that you can like buy in instead of playing as a custom clone trooper, you buy in as like Obi-Wan, and for a round you get to play as Obi-Wan, which may mean a guarantee win in that round. It might not. You don't know. Something like that would be really cool, I think. That's probably what I would want to do. Like, I mean, I'd also love to see like a Star Wars racing game, but I don't know how well that would go. It's just hard, I think. But this is the thing with like look at what EA achieved with Star Wars Squadrons, right? I think they estimated like 1 million sales for the game, and it got to like 2 million pretty quick. They marketed the hell out of the game, to be fair, in such a short space of time, and they created so much hype with it that people got on the hype. And I think that's what so many other companies really struggle with, is I think they don't understand how to actually market a game in this day and age. Like, EA is such a powerhouse for marketing games. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I think people just need to actually look at what they're doing and be like, okay, well, what are they doing, and how can we do that as well? And I think like other companies do things like that, but something about EA is just like absolutely insane every single time. Yeah, it's just unfortunate we didn't get more of it. Looking forward to the future, though. Fostered loads of friendships through Hunters, and many of them will continue, and I'll enjoy future games. Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. Completely agree. Also with DICE helping do the trailers for Squadrons. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, DICE like make insane trailers for sure. But yeah, it's just like that's just what it falls down to sometimes, isn't it? Like Hunters, amazing game, terrible marketing, it fails. Oh, Helldivers, but Star Wars would be really cool as well. Actually, yeah, that'd be great. You drop in as a special forces squad during like a raid, a separatist raid on Ryloth, and then that'd be sick. Yeah, I'd love that. Or you play as like rebel special, like it's a rebellion operative, like group. You drop down against an imperial invasion of somewhere. Your mission is to extract a local village, take them to Home 1, and Home 1 takes them somewhere. Or the Radus, or something, if it was the sequels. I don't know. Literally seen random strangers in a restaurant playing Galaxy of Heroes on the phone. Nice, as you do. I think I want that live service element, to be honest. Feeling like I've got persistent Star Wars world to return to feels good, man. 100% does, man. I mean, like Battlefront 2, when that was getting content support, like they were literally dropping things every month. Like, and so you'd get to, and like that was crazy. And like sometimes they were like fairly small updates, but still decent size. Other times they were like massive, and it's just you sit there. And I remember I would have been at my fondest memories of Battlefront 2 content support is when I was at college. I'd be sat at college, it was like 4 o'clock, I was about to finish, boom, community transmission drops. So I'd read it whilst I was at college, I'd get the train home and walk home, and that entire time, it would take me about an hour door to door. I'd be reading the community transmission like front to back, making notes on all the important parts, getting home, and as soon as I get home, I load all this up and I just start recording a video for it. I make a video, release it. Just get on Discord, get on Twitter, engage with the community, have fun, get excited. And then the update drops the next day, which for me was typically a day off college. Amazing. Get on the stream as soon as the update drops, and just play it for several hours. And then, that whole week you're on the hype of the update dropping. And then the following week is a bit more quiet. But then, like, the next 2 weeks after that, it's like, oh, I wonder what's next. And it's like the team at DICE are then, like, teasing what could be dropping in the next update, or confirming little things like, you know, oh, yeah, we know there's a bug. We've got that fixed for the next update. Great. And it's that like, level of communication and openness and honesty that, like, it was just so good, and you always just had something to look forward to every single, like, week. So you always knew you had something, and like with like Hunters felt like it could have been like that. Like, it actually, towards the end of last year, it was getting to that stage because we had Moth Island and a few others and Kaviri, like, popping up on the Discord, and engaging with the community, telling people, like, yes, this is being fixed, or this is on the way, and stuff like that. That took me back to the Battlefront days, and it was so good. And, like, looking forward, I was like, damn, okay, well, if this is what it's going to be like these next few, like, years, this could be, like, they are onto something here. So I felt, like, really optimistic and really good about all of that. And then, like, it just it drops out of nowhere. You know, it's just gone, and now it's silence has fallen. It's just a bit shit. Yeah, the community transmissions, man, they were something. They were something. Like, just the whole thing was so good. And, like, when's the next multiplayer Star Wars game coming out? Probably not for a really long time. Gonna head off, SV. No worries at all, dude. Thank you very much for tuning in. Appreciate it. In comes one, out goes another. Stop motion. Good to see. How's it going? How's the stream? It's good. I'm enjoying myself. I'm getting a bit emotional, upset and angry, but not like just like reminiscing. It's quite sweet, actually. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I mean, like, Star Wars Eclipse has been rumored to have a multiplayer element to it, and obviously Quantic Dream are, I think, like, at least 50% owned by NetEase, or like 51% owned by NetEase. They have a big stake in Quantic Dream anyway, so they're going to be pumping in a lot of money. But also, I think as a result, obviously NetEase make Marvel Rivals, so I'm kind of hoping optimistically that if NetEase are doing what they're doing with Marvel Rivals and they have Star Wars Eclipse, then they'll do something quite special and unique with that, and that could therefore be quite successful. It obviously might not. It could be absolutely terrible. It might not have anything like multiplayer at all. But that's probably not coming out until like 2027. So we're like a long way away from that. Zero Company is single player only, so won't have any multiplayer unless that changes within the next year to a year and a half. I doubt it. The Skydance New Media game's probably not going to come out for several years, and that's probably going to be single player only. Jedi 3 will come out at some point, and that will likely be single player only like the other two have been. KOTOR remake will be single player only, I'd have thought, as well. So it's just, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, there's all these Star Wars games that have been announced, but they were announced so long ago that, you know, now it's like, well, they're probably not coming out for another 2, 3, 4 years. There's probably other Star Wars games that have been in development since then, that we haven't heard about. Like, for all we know, we could actually get a Star Wars multiplayer game, like, basically shadow drop on us later this year. I doubt we will, given there's Battlefield and Call of Duty releasing. But or maybe even early next year we get like a multiplayer Star Wars game that just drops on our asses all of a sudden. And it's like, oh, okay, this is sick, and everyone's like, happy days. But I don't have any faith in that, to be honest. I really don't. It would be nice. I mean, they're yeah, there probably are other games that are being developed as we speak that we haven't had announced. But yeah, it's just like these games, probably will release after all of these other ones that have been announced, or I don't know. Got to head out. Stop mission. No worries, dude. Thank you very much, Chini. Appreciate it. Good to see you. Have a good weekend. I'm guessing you mean that was so good, Roman. Glad you enjoyed it. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. They could bring Old Republic to console, and that would generate a lot of new players, and it's still a live service. Yeah, SWTOR going onto consoles would be sick. I'd love to see that. I would absolutely be down for that. Can only hope for more good games, but also good Star Wars games. Yes. Yes, we can. It's just unfortunate, isn't it, really? This whole situation. Like for me as a creator, like, you kind of rely on multiplayer live service games because that's ultimately what's good at keeping a channel alive for, X amount of time. I mean, just look at all of the Star Wars gaming content creators, right? As soon as Battlefront 2 stopped getting content, quite a few people just dipped. Squadrons came out, so some people were on that, but then that release, they didn't really focus on it too much, and then they were gone. Just look at Battlefront updates, for example. He's barely uploaded anything Star Wars in the last several years because there's just not really been anything to report on. Single player games, you can make, this is basically the tried and tested method for YouTube content, especially with Star Wars games, and to be honest, with all games, this very much applies to all of them. If you're covering a single player game, the 6-week window leading up to launch, and then 4 weeks after launch, that 10-week window is prime time, and that's where you need to hammer home with content. Just get so much out there. Obviously make it engaging and fun and interesting, but that's whew, what a time to be alive. But then anything before that, a lot of the time will probably just not really do anything. Anytime after that, people have already played the game, they've watched all the content they need to watch, and they're sort of done with it, and that's it. You might have one video that gets lucky and just to the moon for years to come. I mean, that's not necessarily luck, that's also just good content strategy, but that's that. Mini Drew, good to see you. How's it going? So that's single player games. Multiplayer, whole different story. Currently falling asleep, so I'll see you next time, Saturday, tomorrow, Sunday. No idea when, to be honest. Probably some point next week, maybe. Not sure. I'll keep you updated on Discord though, Brian. No worries. Sleep well and have a good weekend. Yeah, with multiplayer, it's different. So different. Because if let's take Battlefield for example. Maybe this isn't a good example. Maybe it is. Yeah. Let's use the new Battlefield as an example. So that got its new trailer yesterday. Any content before that probably wouldn't have done crazy well, but we knew there was a new Battlefield game coming, so it's there's potential for something to do well there, but probably not crazy. This new trailer has come out and has revealed stuff, and we know that there's a multiplayer game reveal for it next week. So this next week you could just make speculative stuff around that. 2042 has been horrid for YouTube. The second this trailer came out, views are nuts. Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, there's that like organic sort of growth with all things because it's Battlefield. People will just start watching that stuff. But this is exactly it. Now that this trailer's dropped for Battlefield, everyone will be watching Battlefield content and probably will do for a long time. There's multiplayer reveal, so you can do any sort of speculation, discussion, news, and after the reveal, there will probably be either I think it's like leaked that it would be like sometime in October for the release of the game. Other rumors were saying initially November, but regardless, the 3 to 4 months leading up to the game now will be so good in terms of making news content, like speculative content and other bits and bobs. Like Battlefield is in people's minds now and will be for the next few months. So making content on it will, generally speaking, do quite well. Obviously, as you get closer to launch, that will do great. Then the game launches, assuming the game is a success, then content will just, like, if you keep churning out content week after week, it doesn't matter, like, that you could be 3 months after the game releases. It's not like a single player game because it's live service. It's going to keep getting updates and updates and updates and updates. And you will be able to just ride that wave, and it'll be like, it'll be good. And that is just how YouTube works. Like, it took a while to get there in the end. But yeah, it's your boy Drew on a new account. Of course it is. I knew I recognized the profile picture from somewhere. I just couldn't remember why. But yes, good to see you, man. I'm doing very well. Thank you very much. So let me summarize it again. Single player games, like from a chart perspective, single player games look like this, like very slow, close to release, post release. That's that. Multiplayer games, right? It'll be like this, like maybe it's like flatline because it's not been revealed yet or announced, or maybe it's been announced a while ago, so there's like slow, steady growth, and then it's like reveal. And then it will like dip a bit, and it'll be like launch, and it'll probably like dip a little bit, and then to continue it, it'll just sort of be like a wave pattern that will just like flatline or like grow as your channel grows and so on. Yeah, that is. I mean, let me have a look at my analytics for like Jedi Survivor compared to Hunters, because I mean I didn't really do an awful lot for Outlaws, I'll be honest, so I don't really want to use that as an example. Lifetime. Oh yeah, that was also quite a good example actually. There was the Battlefront Classic Collection last year. That could have been quite good. That could have been really good actually, but obviously didn't really happen. Need you to play Battlefield with me more. Yes, no, I will do. For sure. So looking at my lifetime YouTube stats right now, let's bring it over here. So the release of Squadrons actually like didn't really blip at all, interestingly. Was that Lego Star Wars or not? Probably not, right? No, that was Lego Star Wars. So like big dip, and then Lego Star Wars reveals, and it just shoots up for a couple of weeks and then dies. Hunters then soft launches for me, so it's a bit skewed slightly, but I can see like so basically with Jedi Survivor, I can see like a slow and steady increase and then a sharp bump, and then it just sort of shoots down and like just sort of mellows out. Battlefront Classic Collection releases and it goes like really high and then like just drops again straight away and just mellows out. And then Hunters happens. Yeah, so I mean this is exactly how I describe it. Single player games, up, down, dead, up, down, dead. and then Hunters releases, it goes up, not as much as a single player game, but then it just drops and then comes back up. It drops, it comes back up, it drops, comes back up, and so on. That is yeah. And all of these peaks are around the time of a new season releasing as well. And that is just YouTube in a nutshell. That is exactly how it works. If you ever want to get into content creation, that is how you do it. Multiplayer, you focus, and you've got loads of time for it. But yeah, I wish EA would make more Battlefront 2, but with parts from the other games like Lightsaber Combat from Jedi Fallen Order or Survivor and Flying from Squadrons. Oh, Battlefront 3, not 2. Okay. Yeah, I mean, making all of that work in a game would be challenging. I mean, the flying from Squadrons is very similar to that of Battlefront 2. It's obviously not as in depth in Battlefront 2, but the control schemes are the same pretty much. But yeah, that would be pretty cool. The lightsaber combat, I'm not sure how well that would go down in a multiplayer game. That would be my biggest. That, from a technical perspective, would be really challenging, I think. I think if they even remastered the original Battlefront 2 and called it Battlefront 3, that would be enough for me. I mean, they basically did that last year with the Battlefront Classic Collection. But and the thing is, they had multiplayer for that, but yeah, like they pretty much had like 2 or 3 of their own servers, and that was kind of it. So it just didn't really go anywhere, and it was just like, yeah, it was just not great. I mean, the game itself, the single player stuff was great, but yeah. Huh? Yeah. Tricky. It's a tricky one with ye old Star Wars, isn't it? Your rating's 8 out of 10, Roman. Nice. Strong. I like it. For context, people, that's for Fantastic Four. I'm agreeing with you there, Roman. I think. I mean, there wasn't a lot. I mean, I'm not a hugely critical person, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. Big post-credit scene, I know, especially that last one, that second one. Woo. Brother. Yeah, I actually forgot what the second post-credit scene was, but I've just remembered it. Yeah. What sound one? Yeah, don't spoil it, Roman. For sure, do not do that. But yeah, I mean, the film only just came out yesterday, and in fact, I think in the US it only came out today because we always get it a day early. So, woohoo, go us! But yeah, oh god, we just need a Star Wars multiplayer game, people. We really do. I want to be able to sit here most days making videos about how this new awesome Star Wars game is getting a big update, and I can just be excited about it. But now you just disappointment, really, isn't it? Someone's done an Amara Vex concept of Sev from Delta Squad. That's pretty cool. Deary me. Okay. Well, I feel like I've pretty much said all of that I wanted to say today. I mean, I don't know if you guys have any other questions or comments to say about the state of Star Wars games. Just watched Thunderbolts on Sunday, though we didn't. Oh, we don't really make. Oh, we don't really make it to the movie theaters anymore. Ah, fair enough, man. That's fair. I mean, if you can't make it, you can't make it. I'm guessing you just. Wait, did you watch Thunderbolts on Sunday because it's now on Disney Plus? Is it on Disney Plus? I don't think it is, right? It's not for me. Or did it come to like? just TV. Wait, damn, late. Darius Meus. Oh, it's on Amazon. Oh, okay. Oh, fair play. Nice. Okay. All right. Well, I think I might call it a day there, guys, because I feel like I've run out of things I wanted to really say, and I feel like if I just carry on, I'll just repeat myself over and over again, and you guys don't really want to see that. So yeah, next stream I might actually try and play some games because I haven't. I've done 3 streams now in the last week, and I've just been sat on my ass chatting to you all. So thank you all for bearing with me and for just being here. Really, it'd been like 9-10 of you the last like half hour somehow. So it's been an absolute pleasure as always. When I asked about questions, no one seemed to have any, so I'm going to take that as that. Don't hoop. Don't hoop. At the end of Republic Commando, Delta Squad are dispatched to Kashyyyk by Yoda to help the Wookiees against TIS. So Republic Commando who can be about saving Sev with the Wookiees. That would be cool. That would be good fun. But yeah, I imagine if they do Republic Commando stuff, it will be like a new story entirely and things. Yeah, good to see you as well, Drew. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. Have a lovely rest of your day, guys. I don't feel like I'll be streaming again this weekend, but I definitely won't tomorrow. I can't imagine I will on Sunday, but if that changes, I will let you know. But yeah, that is going to be it from me today, guys. Have a lovely weekend. Thank you all very much for watching, and may the force be with you always.